Hey guys, it's Brie and welcome back to my channel. So it's spooky season, so we all know what that means. Also, don't mind my fingers, I did just dye my hair and cut it, so it's a thing. Anyway, so today I want to do something a little bit special. So about 5 years ago now, I did start really using SFX makeup. And again, it's spooky season, so we're gonna combine those two things. And what I did was, a long time ago, was this. 5 years ago, for college, on Halloween day, if you see that little bone there, I made that the night before, kept it on my skin all night long, which I don't recommend you do, and I slept with it, and then the next morning at around 7 o'clock, I got up, I did all that, I did all of the face stuff, and I went to my first class, which was bookmaking class, which I know sounds a little silly, but was actually really cool. So what I want to do today is I want to remake that, but better. There's a couple things that I see here that are a little wonky. So the pencil going down instead of up, I want to change that. There's only one bone sticking out, where's the other? The hand's just a little wonky. I only have one side that got beat up for some reason and not both, because what I'm thinking is like ran with a pencil down the stairs, tripped, fell, and that's the only thing that I'm thinking, but I don't know. So I'm going to be doing technically 2 tutorials in this video because I'm going to do Halloween eye makeup, and then I'm going to get gorified. So stick around. I really hope you like this video. Subscribe, like this video if you like it, and let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Murad. I know it is for SPF, but it's also the best moisturizing cream I have right now. So I am going to start with this on my face. So when I started SFX makeup, I actually started it on technically my nephew. Not SFX, but it was body painting. I started with body painting. I watched Made You Look by Lex religiously. I loved her stuff. I recreated it on myself, on my nephew, and then I found Glam and Gore, and I started really getting into SFX makeup and doing that. So then when I left for college, I found a friend who was a creep just like me, and her name is Caitlin, and she's allowing me to show you these pictures. These are things that I did while I was at college. They're a little, you know, on the beginner side because I was a beginner, and she was nice enough to always let me do this, and I was, you know, we were very careful, just like we found out that me and her both can't really use spirit gum, her less than me. And also, like, she wasn't allergic to latex, and she was the first one that I tried that gelatin mixture on, stuff like that. So really, she's awesome, and she let me do all this stuff to her. So those are some pictures that you're seeing. And also, while I was home, I did a lot of stuff to myself, and also while I was there, I liked scaring people, so doing that was very fun, to just scare people. And by the way, I'm telling stories because I'm gonna just let this sit in for a minute and dry before I get into my foundation. But anyway, so she let me do that, and I did it to another friend of mine who I can't get a hold of, so I don't want to put his face up. He was also, well, he actually didn't go to college. We went to a tea shop that he worked at, and we all became very good friends. And I did some SFX makeup on him as well. So I thank him, but I don't have a way to get a hold of him, so I'm not going to show his face. So I've always liked makeup. Makeup has always been my go-to, and doing makeup always made me feel happy, and I just feel better with it on. And then doing something that was creepy and fun as well also really kick-started, you know, the SFX. And I haven't done SFX on this channel in a really long time, mainly just because, I don't know, I didn't have any ideas, and I just kind of threw it, I guess, and I shouldn't have. So I am trying to get back into it. Hopefully, with spooky season here, I will get a little bit more into it. I know it's more than halfway through the month, but it is what it is. So I'm going to be taking my the Matte Poreless Fit Me foundation by Maybelline and my Way Too Dark For Me Ashley Lee Cosmetics, it's SPF 25, but whatever, liquid foundation in the color Natural, and this is in the color 110. I do use a mirror piece, and I just mix the two foundations together. A slightly dirty off-brand wet beauty blender, I am going to put on my foundation. And I didn't explain what I am going to be doing, but I'm going to be doing a Halloween look. Just a couple of days ago, I did a purple and orange eye that I really loved, so I did orange on top and purple on the lid, and I really like how that came out, so I do want to do that for this look. Maybe like the person was going to like a Halloween party and wanted to do like, I don't know, like a orange and purple eye to go with their outfit, and it's spooky and it's Halloween, and for some reason they had a pencil, ran down the stairs, tripped, fell, and got it shoved in their face. That's what I got. I completely forgot to put my primer on underneath my foundation. That is completely my fault, but that's alright. I'm not actually wearing this yet. Can you see that? I got blue hair dye on me. Oh well. I got blue hair dye there. Oh well. Don't get it on your scalp. Well, it's impossible, so screw you. So that is done. I am going to do my brows. And I now do that slightly different because I did get some stuff. This was in my last Ipsy bag. I haven't done an Ipsy bag opening because, I don't know. I don't feel like they're me. But anyway, this I don't know what it is. I can't pronounce that. But it's cool. So it looks like a pencil. The pencil's on this side. And then there's some brow gel on the other side, like that. And I know it's brown, but that's alright. I'll go in with black later. Oh, black blue. This might not be the way to do it, but that's how I do it, so I really don't care. So now to completely, you know, diminish the fact that I even just did that, I'm going to take my Morphe James Charles palette and the black right here in it, and use the eyebrow brush. So with that black eyeshadow, and I got this brush, if you guys remember, it was called Perfect Brows, maybe? I don't know, I don't remember. But this brush came with it, and I'm going to put that black into my eyebrows. Those are my eyebrows done. In my last Ipsy bag, I got this Insta, the Sunlight Glow Silk Bronzing Base with a brush. And I've been using this actually quite a bit. I put this on as my bronzer / contour. Now, I know it looks bad, but trust me. Hold on a second. I then take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, conceal those awful under eye bags that I have, go in on my highlight spots, and then I take my wet beauty blender and blend everything, even that bronzer stuff that we just put on. Now that might not be how you use it, but that's how I use it. Now that that's done, we have to set everything, and I use the Lock It Translucent Powder by Kat Von D. This one actually comes with like a little powder puff that I just, well, if it worked like I wanted it to. Then I take this giant fluffy brush that I got from an Ipsy bag, dip in some of the translucent, and powder the shit out of my face. Now, before I go any farther with my face, I am going to start my eyeshadow. So I'm going to start with the James Charles palette. Maybe. There we go. So I'm gonna dip in to this tan color right up here real quick, and I'm just gonna make a no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that yet, because I need to prime! Now that I grabbed and found my primer potion by Urban Decay, in the color Original? Eden? Is it Eden? No, it's just Original. Prime these lids. I like the original ones where you just squirt it out and then you put it on your lids. I don't like this whole thing. It doesn't work as well, in my opinion. And after you scrub your contact out of your eyeball, you're good. Just kidding, don't do that. Alright. Now, I'm gonna take this transition shade over here. It's just a light nude tan color. And after I do all that, I am gonna keep the same brush and I'm gonna go into this light orange right here. And I'm gonna start applying all over the top, what is this? That on the eyebrow bone, on the brow bone. I love makeup, but I don't know the terms. I'm not perfect, I'm sorry. After I thoroughly have that done, I am gonna go in with a smaller brush and take this a little bit darker, like a reddish orange, and just pat that on at just about where that light orange like fades out. Now I'm taking the Ashley Lee Shadow Palette and Party Energy, and I'm going to be taking a bigger fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this orange right here. It's actually darker than the one that we just used, and I'm going to pat that all the way from where we just put that other orange, just under it, and to the crease. And I'm going to really pack that on. Then I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush and the orange, the light orange from the James palette. And just blend that out a little bit. Now we've got a sunset on our eyes. It's great. So then I'm taking my my Tarte Shape Tape and a like thin rounded brush, and I'm gonna go in with some of this concealer and pat that in the crease line. I don't want all this orange on the lid. Now don't open your eye, and real quick before it dries, get into your James palette, get a nice fluffy brush, and take this purple and pat that on. Won't be able to rub because the concealer is still wet, so you gotta pat it. Now with a really thin brush, I am going to take this purple over here and stamp that into the crease. Now you want to go back to your purple brush and you want to try to blend a little bit of that out. And I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush and with a little bit of orange and just blend that. Might have to take some concealer to that. Then with a thin, fluffier brush, I'm going to take this glitter purple. I'm going to stamp that right into the middle of the eyeball. As we have that concealer brush right here, I'm going to conceal this. Just a little fix up, no big deal. Now I'm going to do the other eye real quick. So I've got both eyes done. Now we are going to do some eyeliner. So I've got my Arceli gel eyeliner, and I've got my other Arceli. It's the liquid eyeliner. And I'm going to take the gel eyeliner and go underneath first. Now I'm gonna take my Arcelli and just do a wing on the top. Now you can do anything. You can do a spider web, you can do a bat wing, but I'm just gonna do a normal cat eye. Just because I don't want to take away from what I'm gonna be doing on my face. Now I'm going to take a little brush and that dark orange, and I'm going to go underneath my eye. I'm going to take my fluffy brush and the light orange from the James palette, and I'm going to blend, we're going to tap some of that off, and then I'm going to blend out the underneath. Let's do a little dot of purple. I'm going to take some of that dark purple on our small brush, and I'm just going to stamp it slightly underneath the eye. Just like the middle. Just a little bit. Now I think that's our eyeshadow done. Now it's time for mascara. It's the one that I got from the Ipsy bag. It's the Surfer Curl by Tarte. And I'm just gonna do my mascara real quick. Now that's our finished eye look. I love it. I love the purple and the orange. It is so Halloween, but we are not done yet. I still have to contour, blush, and highlight. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. And there is my finished base. So now let's do some lips. So I have my anti-precision pencil from Kat Von D in black, and I'm going to line my lips with this. I was out of frame there. Been doing this for 2 years and still don't know how to film. Now I'm going to take Wet n Wild's, what color? Terrifying Tangerine, and I'm going to put that in the middle. Now, if you want to stop right here, you can. This is the finished, like, beauty section of this look. I really like this look. I really like how the Halloween comes through. It's very cute. It's very pretty. Maybe dress it up with some either sparkles or, I don't know, gems or whatever. But this is this finished portion of the look. Let's get scary. So, first things first, what I used for that bone in my arm were these. Just Q-tips. And for this part, I don't need my mirror. But you guys are going to have to turn around. So, give me a... So, there's my arm. It's an arm. So, what I'm going to do is... So I take one of my Q-tips, and I put it about right here. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to use that as, like, my anchoring point. So there's like an anchor point right there. So I'm going to be using cotton balls and liquid latex for most, if not all of this look. I did bring my scar wax out just in case. I have my disposable sponges that I'm going to use to apply it with. And I have my water-based paints. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these cups, and I'm going to cut it so I have a little bit of room. So there's that, and some liquid. Ugh, this stuff's old. So yeah, that was delicious. That's all right. That'll still work. So I'm gonna soak this, and then I'm going to stick it right about here. Yes, this will hurt when I pull it off, but it is okay. I do this for the video. I probably should have gotten the cotton ready before sticking that on, but that's okay. So I'm going to rip apart this cotton ball. Worst thing about working with cotton and latex is this. And then I'm going to saturate the cotton around it. And I'm going to start smoothing it out with my finger. And I'm going to put a little bit extra behind it. And soak that in some more latex. Now you're probably wondering how I got this to look like a bone. Well, to be perfectly honest, I do not remember. I just know that it was cotton and latex. So I'm just going to go with probably what my best guess was to do when I saw it originally, or when I did it originally, was coat this, most likely, in liquid latex. Honestly, I don't think I kept the top on, which I probably should have cut off before I stuck it on, but that's alright. Doing this with my left hand is very difficult. Why did I do it on my left arm? Or my right arm? There we go. Well, we already started on this arm, so we're gonna finish on this arm. I'm stupid. That's all I have to say. Alright. Now I'm gonna coat it in a bunch of cotton ball. I'm gonna rip it up. Get it stuck to me, of course. And start wrapping it around. And of course at first it's just gonna look like a big cotton ball, but you gotta liquid latex that stuff up. I'm guessing I got pretty messy here and just put my fingers in it and started to go wild. You know what? I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. And I'm going to transfer this over to my other arm, and it'll... Actually, you know what? Before I even put it on my arm, I'm going to coat this in liquid latex and start building up the bone. So, I'm back. Without it even on me. So I'm going to coat this in liquid latex, and then I'm going to stick some more cotton onto it. Like so. And then I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to start coating it in liquid latex. I don't think I did it this way before, but this would have been a better idea than sleeping with it on. Just make it before. My stupid little brain. I think that's good. And so now, before I even attach that, I'm going to take another one, a smaller one, and do it again. So it looks like I broke my arm. A bit shorter. I think I might want to make it a little bit more shorter. Is that a word? More short? Is that how you say it? A little bit more short? Shorter? Not sure. Dump this in liquid latex. And do the same thing. Zoom out here a little bit. Don't mind my mess of a desk. Just so I don't keep doing this and getting out of the frame. So there's my other bone, which might be, it's a tiny bit shorter. Not a lot though. So now we can anchor it and attach them both to my arm. I'm going to not be stupid this time and put it on the appropriate arm. Right about here. I am trying to smooth it out so I don't have to use scar wax, but I still think I might. If you want to do this, I suggest putting Vaseline down on your arm first, because it does hurt like a bitch to take off, because obviously you're ripping cotton and latex off of your hair. So I suggest either shaving your arms or Vaseline. I don't know how well the cotton will stick, or the cotton and latex I should say, will stick to your arm if you have latex on it, but it should be okay. I mean, people do it for their eyebrows all the time. So as you can see, I am pulling some cotton up into the middle because I do want it to look a little veiny and more organic. And I am letting the bone sit down just a little bit more, like, I don't know, it doesn't have to stick straight up to make it look like a broken bone, I don't think. I like these little strands that I got going on because then it kind of does look like more veinage. So while that's drying, I am going to make a channel around it with scar wax so it looks like it's actually part of the skin. Also, I'm not going to be doing the skeleton hand because that wouldn't make any sense with the rest of the story, the background story that I'm going with. And I am going to take a little bit of latex and put it around this. Hopefully it doesn't dry before I get to it, but if it does, you can always put more down. If you're going to be using scar wax, always use petroleum jelly, also known as Vaseline, on your fingers and your work surface because it's going to stick to everything. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll it maybe into a, there we go, into it, nope, into a snake, please. For good God, man. Or not. Okay, it doesn't want to roll into a snake, but that's all right. So I'm gonna set it down on the edge of all of this, and what's great about having fingernails is I can just smooth it all out with it. Get that out of there, get that out of there. What? Okay. And if you need it to be more slippery, just put more Vaseline on you. So now that I have that done, I'm going to take the end of it's just a paintbrush, and I'm going to start just pulling a little bit of it up and out so it looks like it was ripped open. Now you'll see that I did cover these areas with some more scar wax. And that's because I want it to look like they're like rising out of the skin. So now, so it doesn't completely break apart, I am going to take some liquid latex and go all over where I put scar wax. This helps seals it and stop it from cracking. Now, we've got to wait for all this to completely dry before I can do anything else with it, so let's move back to the face. Welcome back to my face again. So I have this pencil, and one of the biggest things that I see in my picture is that I have it going like this, which doesn't make any sense. I want it to go like this. Actually, I wanted it to go through. Ooh. No. Anyway, so I still want it to do this, but I want it to be less noticeable. So what I'm going to do is where it would be through right here, so these two areas right here, I'm going to cut off. So I'm going to cut from here to here and just have the point and the end. So be careful when doing this, but I'm going to use an X-Acto knife. So now I have three different parts. I have part A, part B, and then part C is the piece that we're getting rid of. So what I'm going to do first for part A, which is the point, is I just stuck it in liquid latex, and I'm going to put a base of cotton and liquid latex on the bottom of it. I think it'll be easier to apply to the face that way. So right now it's like a liquid latex cap, And I'm gonna stick it right there. Now it's gonna have to, it'll fall, so I'm gonna hold it with just a tiny nice little bit of liquid latex on the tip of the pencil to my forehead. So there's that. It's already looking cool. So now for it to look like it went through my face, go about there, so like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing with a little cap of liquid latex and cotton. So this bottom pencil is gonna need some work, so we'll work on that one first. So of course we're gonna take some liquid latex, some cotton, and start laying that around to hopefully keep it in place. It's already looking better, so I think that's all I'll really need because it's not very heavy and it's not moving around. So I'm going to put the liquid latex and the cotton on this one as well. The reason why this one is holding so well is because I slightly did a little bit of latex on the tip. So right now we just need to cover up the fact that the pencil isn't through my face. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not just using scar wax on this, and that is for one reason and one reason only. I don't like it. Actually, there's two reasons. Also, it's very hard to get it to do like what it did on the arm on your face because your face is so squishy that it just doesn't do what you want it to do. Well, that's obviously not going to be the only thing that happens to you if you fall down the stairs. You're probably going to break something. Oh yeah, or hurt something else. So we're gonna put some cuts on the face. These are gonna be simple and easy. Some of them will be from scar wax. I'll show you how to do that, and then some of them will be latex, and I'll show you how to do that. But for the most part, latex ones are easy if you're gonna do just thin cuts. So say I got one right here. Let that sit and dry. Once that's dry, we're gonna do another layer. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna start doing a scar wax one. Actually, you know what? This one's gonna be the scar wax one because it's on a easier part to like put it. So we'll do a latex one over here. So this should smooth out a little bit easier just because it's on a, I mean, the skin still moves, but it's a little bit more solid. This is why I don't like scar wax on the face. It's not solid. You don't have a solid enough space to work. So now I'm going to take this pointy tool, which is again just the end of the paintbrush, and I'm going to make a cut through the scar wax. Make a couple, just because it's big enough. There. Some nice ones there. This isn't fully dry yet. Faster, and I'm gonna put a couple here on my nose. I'm gonna make that a big blob there. I'll be right back when all of the layers are done. So I put about 4 or 5 layers on each little piece here, and as you can see, they don't look dry, but they are underneath. They aren't technically. So what I'm going to do now And you don't do this. This is bad. Don't do this. Don't do this. I have scissors. And I'm just gonna keep cutting little cuts into here. This one did slightly come off, so I'm just gonna dab a little extra on there. That one didn't work. Just gonna fill that one up. Wasn't sure if the nose ones were gonna work, so just the fact that one did makes me happy. So, got some good fake scarring here. Now, you can see, like, it's shiny, and you don't want it to be shiny. So, what I'm gonna do, and because it's all dry, you don't want to do this with a brush. If it's still wet, it's gonna ruin your brushes. So I'm taking the CoverGirl Clean Professional. You can use any setting powder that you want. It's a setting translucent powder. Doesn't even have to be translucent. And take a brush usually that you don't care about and powder them. I am using an excess amount of powder. You do not need this much, but I am. This is so the shine goes away and they're not sticky. And I'm going to do the same thing to my arm, which is now completely dry. So everything is now powdered and dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my Mayron. It came broken, which kind of pisses me off, but whatever. So as you can see, I've been using them. They're a little messy. But first things first is apply a tiny bit of water, and I'm going to go to the black first. And this is going to be for inside the cuts to make them look deeper. Now it doesn't need to be perfect. A lot of this is going to be covered up with blood later. So this, we're going to get into this whole area here. You want everything to be dark, like there's depth. I'm going to do it all underneath all of these little skin flaps that we've got going on. I'm sorry if this is a little hard to see. This is a little hard to film too. I'm actually going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to mix a little bit of this black with a little bit of this red, get a nice dark red color, and I'm going to fill in all of this area in here. I put a little bit of extra water into it because I wanted it a little bit thinner. It was a little too dark for me. So there is something that I wanted to do with these bones real quick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through them or not, but I am going to try to just make them a little bit more broken looking. I am using scissors. So you can kind of get through them. Just takes a little bit of oomph. I won't be able to film this part, I'm sorry. Made them look a little bit different. I'm gonna take a different paintbrush, and bones aren't purely yellow, so or purely white, so I'm gonna take a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow and a tiny bit of brown. So I've got this color right here. It's a little bit dark. That's okay. It's going onto a lighter surface. And I'm going to blade it up in a few minutes anyway. So there's that. Now what I do want to do on the face is I'm going to put a tiny bit of foundation on these to make them look more my color. So I'm actually going to take the lighter foundation and throw that onto these. So now I'm going to take the deeper red mixture again, and I'm going to start applying that to these areas up in here. I'm going to take a little bit more water because I don't like super concentrated color. And I'm going to dab them out a little bit with my finger. And if they're still too concentrated, I am going to just take a little bit of water on my finger and dab them out a little bit more. And I'm gonna go back in with that black and deepen it up. Just dabbing it around a little bit. It's pretty messy. It's not supposed to look pretty. So. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and a tiny bit of red and a tiny bit of brown with a tiny, 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 tiny bit of blue. And start really dabbing that around. And then with a clean brush and a bit of water, cotton ball, and just make it look like a mess. Like you just straight up fuggered up your face. Smudge your lipstick a little bit. Maybe you switch mine a little too much. Alright, just take some of that off. There we go. You look like Rudolph now. It's alright, you've been crying. Of course you've been crying, because, you know, you just busted your arm and fucked up your face. So, we gotta get some, you gotta get some, waterproof mascara. Seeing as we've already done a lot of the bruising with the red, I'm going to go directly in with some blood. I don't have thick blood or scab blood. This is literally just stage blood. So the only kind of blood I have right now is mouth-safe blood, which is good for one reason, but bad for other reasons. So we're gonna start putting this into our cuts. We're gonna dab this all around. And obviously the pencil went up through, so you gotta coat the pencil in blood. And you're probably gonna have some on your lips, down your mouth, because you know you just fell down the stairs and got a pencil shoved through your face, so why not? And you're definitely gonna have a bloody nose. And if you're lucky, two. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these sponges and put holes in it. Just rip in little bits out of it at a time. I want a very textured sponge, like so. And then I'm just gonna dab into this and go crazy. Now this whole time I've been kind of neglecting this thing right here, so obviously your bones are going to be covered in blood. And I'm going to coat the inside of this red. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sponge and I'm just going to rough it up quite a bit. Put some water on that sponge. Boom. Now this thing's gonna need a crap ton of blood. Like, a crap ton. So. My nose is minty. Taking my sponge, putting blood everywhere. I have a cap of blood. I'm just gonna pour in there. Gravity do its thing while I help it. And there we go. So this is what we got. I will show you guys better on pictures, but this is how, well, kind of how I spooked my teachers and stuff when I went to college. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, ew. Yucky. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.